Hello, hello, everyone. It's your favorite optometrist, Dr. Daryl Glover. And today I'm hanging out with the beautiful, the one and only Optical Goddess. How are you doing today?
Woo! I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing extremely well. And I'm super excited because I'm hanging out with you today.
Thank
Every
you.
time I see you, whether it's online, whether it's at a conference, we always have that energy that's just so vibrant. We just laugh, we giggle, we have drinks, we talk eyewear, we just live it up. So I'm super excited to be hanging out with you today.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here and do this with you.
Awesome, awesome. Well, for those that are not aware, we are doing a series known as the Top 5 Eyewear. And basically, I'm reaching out to all the icons in the industry that are known for their eyewear. And of course, we have the Optical Goddess. And I mean, that name speaks for itself. When you see the eyewear, you're going to understand where it came from. So I'm super excited today to learn more about your top 5 eyewear.
Yay.
Now, before we jump into this, we have to let the world know who is the Optical Goddess. So, if you don't mind, just telling us about your background, how you got into the eye care industry, where you're located at, so the world can know exactly who you are.
Sure. Well, my name is Autianna. For those of you who don't know, I have been in the industry for about 10 years now. I actually started at Lens Crafters when I was in high school.
Okay.
And I jumped into private practice really early on, probably like the third or fourth year that I worked at Lens Crafters. And basically, I've been in love with it ever since. Um, Private practice is kind of where I really grew my liking to optics, I would say, because, working at Lens Crafters, it was almost like the school. So you kind of learn how to do things, but private practice is where I really just put in all the things that I learned um, and kind of fell in love with it. Uh, the name Optical Goddess actually came in like 2014, I would say, when I was
Okay.
working at this office in San Francisco.
Oh, shout out
And
to the Bay. You gotta love the Bay.
yes, that's where I'm at. So I'm in San Francisco in the Bay Area.
All right.
Um, the name Optical Goddess really just came from my personality, I guess. The way like that I interact with people. I kind of have this big energy to where like when I'm dealing with patients, they really value my opinion and what I
Yeah.
have to say. So it was just something kind of funny that I had said, like, oh, I had said to somebody one day, like, oh, I'm like the Optical Goddess, like you can trust me, don't worry. And after that, it kind of just it's stuck on, I guess.
Nice.
Um, and then basically, even my boss, like when he would do the transition from after the exams, he would introduce me as the Optical Goddess. So then, that boosted my little ego a bit. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to call myself the Optical Goddess from now on. Like, this is me, this is my energy.
Well, you know what's so crazy is it's funny how you get these names, and it's not you that really comes up to it, or it's other people that really coin it or term it. I
Yeah.
always go by as your favorite optometrist, Dr. Daryl Glover, and I didn't come up with that on my own. It was actually my patients that would come in saying, "Hey, Dr. Glover, I referred you to someone. I told him that you were my favorite optometrist, and I kept hearing it and hearing it, and my team members in the office kept hearing it and hearing it, and from there
I
it just
love
took
that.
off to being." Your favorite optometrist. So yeah, I do it more on a colleague to colleague, but it's actually something that birthed from my patients. So it's
Right.
amazing how when you have a passion for a certain thing, especially the eye care industry, how you become the optical goddess, how you become your favorite optometrist and just grow
Yes.
within the industry as well. And I think that's why we attract so much to each other because we both have that big vibrant energy. We both love eye care.
Yes.
I had to go and pull out my funkiest eyewear because I was like, I can't wear anything Play J today. I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
go
yeah.
get
No,
it.
no, no. You gotta come correct every time, okay?
Absolutely. Well, let's jump into it. Let's talk about your favorite top 5 eyewear. Now, I know this eyewear is not going to be in any order, but let's talk
Yeah.
about the top 5. What's your first one?
Cool. So, uh, yes, no order. And it was really hard for me to decide. I have so many favorites, honestly, but I was like, okay, what are my favorites like today? Because they change, honestly. But the first one we'll start with is the one that I'm wearing, which is Pugnale.
Ooh, I like that. I can't even pronounce that. I know that's fancy.
Yes. You know what? And all this time that I've like learned about this brand, I never really researched like does the name mean something? But the designer and owner, that's his last name. So
Gotcha.
I don't know if it means something specific, but that is his last name. This line is actually really, really cool. It's Italian made, and it's really all about construction and kind of just like playing with elements. They actually collaborate with a lot of like local artists, I think in Italy and other countries as well to like create pieces. But this one was like this one screamed, oh, perfect for the Optical Goddess because of like, I don't know, you can kind of see it's like rainbow Swarovski crystals on here,
Yeah.
but they're like in certain light, it could just be like a black, but then it kind of switches colors.
Yeah. It's like you're glistening. I could just see you walking through the mall or the
Yes.
club and it's just like ding, ding, ding,
Exactly. When the light is hitting right, it's just like it shines really good.
Yeah.
But
Especially
yeah,
walking into the exam room for that doctor-patient handoff.
yes.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to buy glasses from you when you come in wearing something that fly?
Exactly. And it's funny because it really like when there is that transition, the person always is instantly like, wow, those are amazing. I don't think they would work for me. And that's when the goddess comes out and I'm like, listen, you don't know until you try it. That's why I'm about to pull five of these glasses that are a little more crazy than you're used to. And you're gonna see like you could wear it too.
Right, right. Well, you know, you've been having some comments here earlier. Dr. Adam Ramsey, he was like, do you need a fancy pair of glasses to watch this podcast?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're rocking with the Optical Goddess, man. Of course. What kind of question is that, my man?
I don't settle for anything mediocre. Like you gotta come
we
right.
have one from our colleague, Dr. Janelle. She wanted to know the name, which we have that up for you. So we're gonna put that back up. I can't pronounce it, so I'm not even going to play myself. But yeah, that's pretty nice. I like the fine detail, the way that it glistens. It's a real nice look, and I love that cat eye. Are all the frames that exaggerated or that fly, or do they have?
They are extremely like exuberant, very crazy. Like some stuff will have sequins kind of like stitched in. Like they do lots of very bold, dramatic stuff. So it's a good brand. Also, just randomly, like this is also one of my favorite ones because of the lenses that I put into it, which is a Zeiss Photo Fusion blue. So when I go outside, it turns into this really, really pretty blue, and then it kind of brings out the blue crystals that are kind of in here. So it's just it's a lot of good things going on with this one.
Yeah, so that's something that I love. And you probably heard me preach about this all the time. You know, the fashion and function aspect to help protect that light sensitivity, but also have that fashion aspect to where it really highlights the crystals in the frame. I mean, you can't lose with that. That's a win-win situation.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like let's see.
I can't even see comments. I don't know where. Oh.
Yeah, we pop them up over here. It's right on the screen there. Looks like Dr. Sampalis from Corporate Optometry said fancy glasses indeed.
Thank you.
All right. And before you take that off, one other quick question. You got to tell me about that chain. What's going on?
Oh, yes. Actually, I was going to too. Okay. So when I went to 100% Optical this year, I had met someone from Coti Vision, COTI Vision. And she actually has a whole bunch of really colorful frame chains. So these are actually the same acetate that they use for their frames. It's really cute. I love this one. So many different colors, but I would definitely recommend going to their Instagram, Coti Vision, to get a frame chain like this.
I like it. I like it. And Dr. Janelle said fashion and function great. I mean, when optometrists, eye care professionals hear that, it just melts our heart. You know, we feel so good about that because we preach it all day, and we feel like if we're talking about that and we're prescribing that from the chair, the exam room, then when it comes to the optician, your part, you know, it's just a perfect combination. You know, it makes us work together as a team instead of you got your eye exam, move on to the optical, get out of my way. We're a team, we're a unit. We got to work together, and the prescribed fashion and function goes a long way.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Cool. Let's go to number 2. What do you have for us for number 2?
Okay, yes, got to switch it up. What do we want to do? Okay, we'll go with Karen Walker because I think everybody knows that I absolutely love this brand right now. So Karen Walker is actually a designer in New Zealand, and she does fashion, like clothing, jewelry, shoes. She does all the stuff, and just recently kind of started a eyewear collection. So I fell in love with it. I actually wrote about it for Envision magazine. It's like super cool, retro, vintage inspired stuff with like a twist.
Yeah.
She takes all of these shapes and like distorts them and blows them up or makes them smaller. So I absolutely love this
Yeah,
line.
I love it. It just gives me that retro, vintage, oversized vibe. And I like how you said how she blows up the shape and distorts it because that's
Yeah.
a unique look and a unique feel. And I love it. And I love how you just went from something that was big and oversized, but still big and oversized, but a thin rim. I mean, that's
Hmm.
pretty spectacular. That shows you can wear anything if you have the right person to style you.
Exactly. And honestly, like this is my definition of minimalism. Most people might think like more of a silhouette, but this is my definition of minimalism. It's kind of like just subtle. It's this is like a pink putty color. I don't know if you can really tell
Oh
on the
yeah,
camera,
I
but
can really appreciate it. It's almost the same color as my skin tone.
yes.
You can all be pink and putty. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, for real. So when people are like they don't want to do anything too crazy, this is probably something that I would show them. Like you could step outside the box regarding shape and
Yeah.
still be, subtle with the color and just it being a little more minimalist. So
Yeah. Nadia said beautiful frame. I agree with you,
thank
Nadia. She's
you.
in the game right now. And this shape is just, it's a unique shape. I've never actually seen that shape. Like you said, it's distorted, it's not round, it's not oval.
Yeah,
It's
that's one thing I really enjoy, because basically most of her shapes, she will make sure to be inspired by something. Like you could
yeah,
tell this kind of has that vintage aesthetic to it, but she will 100% make it her own so that it doesn't feel like it's completely copied. So
yeah.
I like that about her too.
Yeah, you see, I know about Karen Walker. I know she's been around for a while with some eyewear, but I've only known her for the sunglasses, not the ophthalmic option.
Yes, the ophthalmics are new. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
new,
So
new
I've never seen
optical.
those. So I figured that's what you're referring to because this is
Yeah.
all new to me.
And actually so with her optical collection, she just came out with some that are blue light. So if you wanted to like purchase her glasses, they can already come with blue light protection, which
Oh,
I
nice.
think is nice because it's a really good price point. And for people that don't have a prescription that come in and say, oh, well, do you have glasses for blue light protection? Like this is just a nice alternative, still a little, higher grade than some of the really affordable, inexpensive kind, just
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
a
I
little
think we're going to
different.
start seeing a trend more towards that because blue light is a big buzzword. And the one thing is, when we get back into our practice, especially after COVID-19,
Mhm.
blue light's going to be huge because everyone's at home watching digital devices, whether it's a TV, cell phone, computer, you name it. So this is going to be a hot thing for us to really jump on and really push to our patients to make their life a lot easier. We actually have a question here for you. Do
Okay.
oversized lenses cause more distortions? Any prescriptions you would put with oversized frames? Or are there any prescriptions that you wouldn't use, I guess, would you put with an oversized frame?
Well, I mean, it really, in my opinion, is going to depend on where your optical center is. I personally would not put like a -8. Although there's some people that don't really care about thickness, I probably wouldn't put a -8 or somebody with, really, really narrow PD, just because,
Mm,
yes, you can get distortion. Also, with a progressive wear, if the frame is super oversized, no matter how wide or how digitally beautiful this lens is created, there's gonna be that distortion on the edges. So absolutely, it really does depend on the fit, if
okay.
anything.
All right. We got another question before we go to your next one. When is your own eyewear collection coming out? Hashtag
Oh,
Optical Goddess.
oh my goodness. Um, I mean, honestly, hopefully, maybe the end of this year, maybe next year. I try not to do too many things at once. Like I gotta stay focused on just a couple things. But yes, that will happen one day in the future.
I'm looking forward to that because I know you're going to come up with something, cook something up that's going to be pretty cool, pretty dope.
Oh
I
yeah.
will be one of your first customers. I'll be like, hey, let me
Yes.
get it so I can wear it and rock it because I adore your style. I love your style.
Right on. Thank you so much.
All right. So what do we have now? What's next? Number 3.
Ooh, okay. Let's see, number 3. Let's do Anna-Karin Karlsson. Yeah.
Okay.
So Anna-Karin Karlsson is a super, super ultra luxury line. It is not for the faint of heart or small pockets. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that.
I see a lot of celebrities, a lot of rappers, especially Gucci Mane. He's always wearing those frames. And, you know, it is for those people that just want to really make a statement. And I guess, like you said, big pockets might be a little bit too much for my pockets. But
yeah, these are definitely over $1,000. But listen, you know, just like jewelry, you got to have that nice luxury piece hidden in the back that you might only wear once a year. Like, that's fine.
Yeah. I hear you. Well, you over there studying. But tell us a little bit more about this, because I see a lot of detail. I see you shining. I see a round shape. Break it down a little bit more.
I mean, with Anna-Karin Karlsson, this collection is really just all about like luxury and glamour, in my opinion. So she uses these Swarovski crystals and some like local crystals in her town area, I believe. She is also inspired by kind of like vintage styles with this temple design, that kind of like droopy effect. And I'm just here for the drama. Like I love how all of her pieces are just like super dramatic, lots of bling, and different too, honestly. Like you could see this shape, but you don't see the shape with like these crystals and the way it shines. Like it looks expensive, it feels expensive.
I mean, just looking at you, I feel like my pockets are going broke right now. You know, I mean,
same here. I feel like I should take these off right now. I don't even have it like that right now.
So, you know, and you bring up a good point about the cost of these. When you have something this expensive, I mean, for me, I would worry about damaging them. Even my I don't want to call any of my glasses inexpensive, but the ones that don't cost as much as some of my more expensive ones, even when those get damaged or if there's a scratch or something like that, I freak out. I mean, do you have like a vault that you keep these in when you're moving around? I mean, what are you doing for that?
Honestly, so I'm gonna be honest, I haven't even worn these anywhere yet because I feel like these are special occasions. But yes, they stay in this beautiful super hard case. And I literally also put it in a plastic bag because I just don't have time. Like this just feels like almost like a wedding ring. Like it's just so expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't want anything bad to happen, except I'm not going to wear it all the time like I would a wedding ring. But
now, one thing I just noticed, when you turn to the side, those temples are quite amazing. Can you show us that again? And
yes.
It's not your straight back temple. It's more of a curve.
Yes. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Has a little more flair. Oh, and even at the end. I like that.
Yeah, it's super different. Also, another thing, some parts of her collection, they are not RXable. So like this one specifically, she created this really beautiful blue gradient lens, and it's actually drilled into the frame. So you can't necessarily take it out. Like it's made to stay in. Of course, a really good lab technician probably could, but you really shouldn't.
I mean, when how much that frame costs, I wouldn't want to mess around with that at all. That's for sure.
Exactly. Yes.
And it looks like someone's mentioning they love those.
Thank you. Yes, of course.
Yeah, and looks like we got another question here. Uh-oh, this one's for me. Oh man, I'm getting a little love here. I feel like I'm sitting up here with you and someone's asking me about my eyewear. Well, let me tell you, sir, these are RVS eyewear. It's made my boy Vidal. I'm actually have a transition lens in here with a good anti-reflective coating, as you could tell. I think the color that I have in the lens is an amethyst. I'm not sure. I have to walk outside. I have so many glasses that I always forget what the lens options are. But the designer, he's in New York. He has a store in New York, and he does some phenomenal pieces. You've seen his eyewear on the likes of Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Jay-Z. And he doesn't do any product placement. These are people that actually pick up his products and actually wears them. Kendall Jenner, Lady Gaga. I mean, the list goes on and on. But he has some very cool pieces, and I really love this mustard look.
I like that.
Here, temples are pretty jazzy, so you know.
I love the heavy bridge too. Like,
thank you. I had to step it up today because I was going to be with you. So
yes.
Thank you, Kool-Aid, for tuning in and asking those questions, sir. But what do we have next?
Okay. Next up, oh yes. So next up, we'll go with Catherine de Medici.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. So Catherine de Medici is also another Italian-made collection. The name, it was inspired by, I believe she's an Italian queen. Somebody can go ahead and quote me if I'm wrong. But this line is all about like feminine power, femininity, power, and just like, you know, things that are really beautiful and classy.
Yeah.
So
it looks
love
like
this
your
one.
artwork on you. That's what it looks like someone actually went in and hand painted every single thing on there.
Yeah, so they have on some of their glasses, they do have this signature kind of swirl.
Okay.
And another, I think I have kind of a trend of what I like, which are these vintage kind of inspired glasses, but this one has that really bold kind of temple, very oversized. But I also really like this collection because it's really not that crazy besides the size. This blue and the black, it's pretty wearable, very versatile. So this could definitely be somebody's first pair. In my opinion, it's not like too crazy to where they're like, oh, I might need, this could be my third backup pair, blah, blah, blah. I hate when people say that. But this is a good kind of wearable piece.
I like it. It's bold, it's subtle. It just makes a statement. You can walk in anywhere with that, whether it's an interview, whether it's out for dinner, for drinks, even going to the grocery store. I mean, it's something that's going to be a head turner. This is actually a great piece for a lot of eye care professionals, because I'm a big fan that all eye care professionals should wear glasses, because it's a way of marketing and branding yourself. So having something like this, if you are a little scared to wear something like what I have on, this is a piece that speaks volumes in regards to anywhere that you walk into. So I really like this. And speaking about branding and stuff of that nature, we actually have a question for you. Off of eyewear topic, you have been so successful in branding yourself and being able to become a great ambassador for all kinds of eyewear brands. Any advice for people who want to follow in your social media footprints? Hashtag Optical Goddess.
Oh, that's a good one. You know what? I think my best advice when it comes to doing something like this is you have to start with branding the collections you already have or have access to. No one's going to just kind of give you that handout. So I know at the beginning of when I started, I worked at a lot of really great offices that had really good collections. So I would take glasses from the office, bring them home, take pictures of them, and do stuff like that, and then talk about the eyewear. So brands really just want to see that you're passionate about them or about eyewear in general, and that you are consistent when it comes to how you speak on them. So I would say first off would be to just make a focus on advertising for any brands that you have access to. Show that you can do that, show that you love it, and then you can start reaching out to people after that.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. When it comes to social media, the one thing that you have to do is, do something that you're passionate about. I mean, if you do something that you're not really passionate about and just okay about, it's not going to come off as being authentic. And the one thing that people love, especially when it comes to influencers, is that being authentic. That's what attracts people. They want to look at you and say, oh man, you're just like me. Oh man, you're the resource I need to go to when it comes to eyewear. But if you're just doing this and people know you're just getting a check and you're moving on to the next, they're never going to believe you. And the other thing is truly consistency. If you're not putting out consistent content, whether it's once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, and being committed to one platform where people can really highlight or people can really see your brand, you're not going to get that true following, and you're not going to get that love like you've been getting. I mean, you do an amazing job when it comes to it. And I love how your social media is laid out. I love that you really show us in yourself wearing eyewear, but I love that you show us other options of eyewear as well.
Yes.
It's not just your face, your face, your face. Let me educate you about this. You put a nice little sweet message in there, and you just keep it real. You keep it yourself, and that's why I love you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Also, going along with consistency. So I feel like something that has probably helped me along the way was that my brand was really all about more of the funkier kind of statement pieces.
Yeah.
And so people know that they can come to me if they're looking for that kind of inspiration. And so the brands that value or subscribe to that kind of aesthetic, they reach out to me and they're like, oh, can you show your audience my collection? Because I feel like this really fits into your brand. So I always like when people say that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we got another comment here before we jump into number 5. This is Valerie Jerome. I am late to the show. Great to see 2 of my Instagram icons in one place. Love from England. Well, first of all, thank you for those kind words, Valerie. And getting them all across the globe. I know it's just because I'm sitting next to you, side by side with you. Because if you weren't on the show, I wouldn't be getting this love like this.
Oh, awesome. All the way in England. Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. When you come on, they come out. That's for sure.
I love that.
So let's end it in regards to the top 5 eyewear. What do you have for us for number 5?
Yes. All right. Number 5 is probably expected for those of you guys that know me, but definitely Kirk and Kirk.
Ooh, I love it.
Yes.
I love it. You know I'm a big Kirk and Kirk fan.
Yeah. I feel like so many people are, and as they should be. It's a great collection. I would say Kirk and Kirk is definitely one of my favorite collections because I absolutely love color. I love that they kind of stick to the same material use, which is acrylic. So they're able to get these really rich, bold colorways in there.
Yeah.
And I also really enjoy their shape.
Oh, I had to get like you right quick.
Yes.
That's about Kirk and Kirk's. All right?
Right on. Throw it on.
Shout out to Jason.
Yes. Shout out to Jason for sure. What was I saying? Yes. Love the way that the colorways are, but I also really enjoy the boldness. So like each frame is probably about 8 to 10 millimeters thick. And I absolutely love that. Not just because I like the bold glasses, but for other people, for folks with really high myopes, it actually hides the thickness really well, which is nice. And then the translucent aspect just kind of gives it a nice softness. So it's been fun to show people pieces from the Kirk and Kirk collection that they're like, oh, this is too colorful. But then when they put it on, they're like, oh, wow, it's soft and it's wearable. So yeah, love Kirk and Kirk.
And one thing I love about Kirk and Kirk outside of the color that you were talking about is really that with these frames, you don't have to adjust them as much. That acrylic material holds that shape for a long time. And when we have these patients come in and they're complaining about, oh, Dr. Glover, I fell asleep in my frame or this, that, and the third, and you can educate them about an option like this that's fly, but also that's really going to hold on their face firmly. That's a game changer.
Yeah.
As much as we love for patients to come in, they don't want to come in and get their glasses adjusted every 2 seconds. So that's one thing that really stuck with me when I was talking to Jason and the team about the brand and also just the eyewear in general.
Yeah, that's true. It definitely holds its adjustment. It's interesting because when adjusting it or heating it up, like it's very specific how you do it, but it actually gets like so hot and flimsy. But once it's cooled off, it literally just stays that way forever. Yeah. So that's a plus.
Well, looks like we have another message, and this is from another legend, another icon, Tenzie Miller. What's going on? Love Kirk and Kirk, great collections highlighted. I agree.
Thank you.
This is great. I mean, you really killed the game with your collection. I don't want to just end the show here before you leave. I just want to, pick your brain a little bit more.
Sure.
I know you have an amazing project that you're beginning to take off with that just gave birth not too long ago. So if you don't mind just telling all the eyewear lovers and fans and people out there what you have going on.
Oh, absolutely. So I just recently started a business and the name is Eyewear Love Affair. It is basically an online curation of brands that I love to sell, and also some stuff from, I like to call it my Optical Goddess archives, because over the 10 years of working in the industry, I have acquired hundreds of glasses. And while there are some that I hold true to my heart and I would never sell, there are other ones that I'm like, I love these, but I would also love to have someone else experience them.
Right.
So it's cool. I know for people that have known me, I always said, in 2020, I actually said 2020 fall that I would open some kind of business. But COVID actually allowed that to happen a little sooner. So it's exciting. I'm really just in the early stages, but it's been going good. And my focus right now, I would say, is really mobile opticianry. So I don't really necessarily want to actually start a website right now and show this like, oh, you could buy it online. I really want to focus on mobile opticianry and just doing a bunch of pop-ups in the Bay. We do lots of pop-ups and outdoor kind of events where other resellers can be there to sell their products. So Eyewear Love Affair is just kind of going to be a traveling thing, like almost like a traveling optician. So it's really exciting.
Well, I love that because we have to get out the habit of just doing your basic eyewear, eye care type of service. We have to look at online. We have to look at pop-up shops. We have to look at, different unique designs that people are now actually searching for and wanting as well. So for me, I say, hey, rock on, keep doing it, keep killing the game because it's needed. I'm tired of seeing the same old boring type of eye care that we provide. I'm a big fan. I love what you're doing, and I'm looking forward to it. It looks like we have a few more comments. I'm just going to pop these up. Oh, it looks like I got a compliment from the IVS pair that I had on as fire. Hey, thank you so much. It means so much coming from you. Looks like we got another one from Nadia. I'm so proud of you. That's great.
Thank you.
Like someone's late to the show. Yeah, you're late to the show, buddy. We killed the game. I mean, the Optical Goddess really broke down some amazing eyewear. If you don't mind just labeling or stating the top 5 that you just wore, so this person that was late could actually know what you were wearing.
Oh yes. You just want me to go over the names or put them on? Oh yeah. Okay, so I was showing Pugnale, okay, with the crystals. See the vibe. Catherine D. Medici. Very cute.
Very much.
Also introduced Karen Walker, Ophthalmic Collection, Kirk and Kirk, obviously.
Yep.
And Anna-Karin Karlsson.
Ooh, be careful with those.
Wow. Yeah. Actually, this is random, but I'm just gonna show you. So for those of you who are always interested in like the Oyo boxes, I'm gonna just go ahead and say that I think they're too expensive, and it's really never been that serious to put your glasses in something that expensive. So I would recommend you guys hit up Debbie from Visual Inspirations because she has these really cute wait, this camera is weird. Really cute eyewear wardrobes.
Be
careful. We can't have the Anna-Karin falling like that. They're leather, and she has 4 pieces, 4-piece, 8-piece, and 12-piece. So definitely recommend. They come in lots of colors, and they're very inexpensive. Like, you do not need to break your bank on an Oyo box.
Gotcha. Well, we love those tips. Thank you so much. Looks like we have another comment here. Congratulations on your new business venture. So you're getting love all the board here, which is great. All right. Well, before we leave, I always love for our guests to give words of wisdom. So if you don't mind, just giving us some words of wisdom, some type of jewel, some type of gem that all the listeners and followers can take home with them, because you're a wealth of knowledge. You're a wealth of knowledge. So let's hear about it.
Okay. I would say my biggest words of wisdom is to honestly just not just follow your dreams, but be prepared to go in at full throttle and not be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of, what people have to say. Always be open to criticism, and allow yourself to know how to navigate people that, don't have constructive criticism, just criticism, and keep on going. keep the vision in mind and just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that criticism part. You know, there's one guy out there in the world that he likes to critique both of us, Dr. Adam Ramsey. So you know,
Right. I swear, just last time at Vision Expo, I'm over here trying to enjoy my drink, my food, and he's over here telling me about what I shouldn't do. I'm like, damn, I didn't invite my dad here. Like,
but the one thing I can say, when you sit back and you look at his criticism, you think about it, you're like, well, damn, that's
that's
some good information. You know,
I was like, all right, let me delete that.
Well, it looks like everyone said great show. Another
Thank
comment
you.
there. Dr. Adam Ramsey's actually been watching us, and he wanted to know again what was the name of that box because it looks like he's going to get it.
Visual inspirations, and actually, just because I'm going to just show you guys one thing. Visual inspirations, and it's, I think, oh my God, I'll feel so bad if it's not correct, but it's Debbie Myers.
Just give me the information, and I'll attach the name to the video.
Yes. Visual inspirations. They're beautiful. You could sell them in your office, have yourself. She does do wholesale, and you can mark it up however you'd like.
Sweet. Well, for those that may want to get in touch with you, whether it's on social media or your contact information because they're interested about your new business venture, what's the best way for people to reach out to you?
I'll go ahead and say through Instagram, DM. Okay. And my Instagram is Goddess of Optics with an X. So it's OPTIX, Goddess of Optics. And also feel free to follow my new business Instagram account if you'd like, which is eyewear.loveaffair.
Gotcha. Well, it's your favorite optometrist, Dr. Daryl Glover. And today I'm along with the Optical Goddess. Yes. We greatly appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate the questions, the comments. And if you guys ever need an opinion on any kind of eyewear, please reach out to this young lady. She is great. She's an inspiration. She just, everything eye care related, she is the go-to. We are so fortunate to have some great eye care people, great opticians, from you to other eyewear lovers like Dale, who's on the show before, and some of the other big names that we're going to bring on for the remainder of this series. But again, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate you. Everyone have a wonderful day, and make sure you drink up. It's Cinco de Mayo. Go grab your tequila.
Thank you.
All right. You guys have a great one.
Bye.